ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Monday, June 9th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line this hour brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop. You better write this number down. You're going to need it. 304-396-TALK. That is 304-396-8255. Should have that programmed in your phone by now. Have the number ready to go when you want to text anything that comes to mind. We usually divert the show sometimes. We try to keep it focused, but sometimes you've got some good stuff out there, so we want to get to that as well. So the reason I want you to know that number today, because we've got the home opener tonight for the Tri-State Coldcats. Coldcats take it on Pulaski. Game time set for 7 o'clock. Now, I'm not giving you tickets away to today's game, but I'm giving you tickets starting today for the games tomorrow all the way through Sunday. So I'm going to have a 2-pack a day. Actually, the way we're going to have to do this is I'm going to give you tickets today. If you don't win today, I'll give you another chance tomorrow. If you don't win tomorrow, on Wednesday, I'm going to give you a chance. If you don't win Wednesday, I'm going to give you 3 chances on Thursday because I got to give away the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday tickets. And my ticket guy said, hey, get those in on Thursday. Yes, sir. That's what we're going to do. So I will have a pair of tickets for you for tomorrow's game. We're going to make it easy on you. Let me tell you what we're doing. And this is kind of different than years past. Now, it just depends on how we do things, how we get tickets. But I can give you the tickets electronically. It's going to be so easy. All you have to do, if you win, is I'm going to need your phone number, I'm going to need your email, and your name, obviously. But that's how easy it's going to be. And then the following day, you'll get that email or text. You'll get that info, and then you'll have your tickets for that game. So you win today, you go to the game tomorrow. Everybody on board with that? I hope so. So how are we going to give those tickets away, though? How are we going to do that? What's going to be the stipulation? What am I going to make you do today to show that you want Coldcat tickets? I'm going to make it easy for you today. Today is just going to be real simple here. How many coleslaw hot dogs, how many slaw dogs are you going to eat on Slaw Dog Night? How many slaw dogs? That's it. That's if you want to throw that in. Now, of course, I'm going to make it really simple for you. That's the fun thing. But if you just participate today, if you're part of the show, everybody's got a shot to win. So I'm not going to make you go out on a limb today for that. But if you do tell me how many hot dogs, slaw dogs you're going to eat, we'll share that. But the number one more time, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. As we mentioned, today is the home opener for the Coldcats. The Cats are 2-1. Got a series win at Elizabethton. So gates are opening at 6 o'clock. The first 500 fans through the gates receive free magnetic schedules. I don't even have one of those. If you can't make it to the game tonight, you want to follow along, all you have to do is keep your radio locked right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Real simple, right? You're covered every single way. So if you get to the game early tonight, you're going to get a magnetic schedule. If you don't have tickets and you want to go, and you can go tomorrow, our text line is open now, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. And, hey, all right, things are going well because we already have a pitcher of the week. This is respectively for the period of June 5th through the 8th. So the first player and pitcher of the week announced today from the Appalachian League. And good news. The Coldcats have one of those. How about that? Kenyon Collins named the pitcher of the week. 19-year-old had a dominant debut, had exactly 10 strikeouts and an ERA of, are you ready for this? 0.00. 4 scoreless frames, allowed only 2 hits en route to that 5-0 shutout win for the Tri-State Coldcats in the series final against Elizabethton. He leads all Appy League pitchers in strikeouts and is tied for the lead in ERA. So congratulations to the Ona native, returning to the Coldcats after his freshman season at Marshall. This past spring at Marshall, he appeared in 13 games, 4 starts, had 12 strikeouts, and 14.2 innings. In 2024, he appeared in 10 games with 5 starts for Tri-State, where he had a 3.68 ERA and 24 strikeouts and 29.1 innings pitched. So, good work for him. This is why a team like the Coldcats is beneficial. Not only is it something fun to do tonight, it's also an opportunity, since it is at Jack Cook and it is in Huntington, opportunity for Marshall players to get a little extra work. And so far, Collins did work. So we'll start getting those texts in. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That is our text line to be a part of the program today. Baseball action. The Pirates won the series against the Phillies, swept them with the 2-1 win yesterday. Home series with Miami tonight at 6:40. Reds got the series sweep against the Diamondbacks 4-2. And the Guardians got the win over the Astros 4-2. Reds and Guardians meet in Cleveland tonight, 6:40 for that Battle of Ohio. And then, of course, the NCAA baseball tournament and the Baton Rouge Super Regional Sunday. LSU got the win over WVU, 12-5. The Mountaineers are eliminated by the Tigers. And Louisville won its Super Regional on Sunday, defeating Miami 3-2. So, now you know what's happening in baseball. Hurricane Redskins won the Class 4A baseball title on Saturday, beat Morgantown in the title game. Ripley won in AAA, Wheeling Central in AA, and East Hardy in Class A. So congratulations to all of the winners. Kentucky High School baseball tournament action continues. Quarterfinals on Sunday, Boyd County got the win over Wolfe County 2-1. And the Lions now face Louisville Trinity in the semifinals Friday in Lexington. We've got hockey to get into a little bit later. We'll talk a little NBA with you. We will get your text in, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I'm giving you a pair of tickets to go see the Coldcats tomorrow. They're in action tonight at the Jack. Game time is set for 7 o'clock. We go on the air with that game 6:40. But if you'd like to go to the game tomorrow, the text line is now open. Brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop, 304-396-TALK. When we continue, I've got a guest joining us on the program. I'm looking forward to talking to him. We have got, and sometimes we don't do a good enough job of this, so we're trying to make sure that we talk to everybody we can at Marshall University. We have the Sun Belt Conference overall male postgraduate scholarship recipient. Congratulations to Ethan Bowens. He won that award. He is the top male award winner and one of 8 postgraduate student athletes from the conference named as award recipients. He's joining us on the program when we come back from break on this edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
It's the Grand Slam sales event at Ironton Automotive, and you're up to bat. Drive one out of here with unbeatable deals on winning lineups of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Slide into a new ride today with easy financing, top dollar trade-ins, and home run savings that'll have you rounding the bases in style. Don't wait, these offers won't last forever. Visit 2125 South 3rd Street in Ironton, Ohio, or online anytime at irontonautomotive.com and score big before this event heads for the fences.
Buddy's All-American Barbecue is now in Milton. Enjoy all your favorite Buddy's classics like pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more on East Main Street in Milton. Buddy's All-American Barbecue, the home of great barbecue, ice-cold beer, and killer wings in Huntington and now in Milton. The soundtrack to your summer is back. Mount West 9th Street Live, downtown Huntington's favorite Friday night tradition. Presented by Michelob Ultra and White Claw. This Friday, June 13th, it's massing and special guest Sockdolager on the Marshall OBGYN stage. The Little Caesars Kids Zone is back, and Gilmart Happy Hour starts at 5. Enjoy food and drinks from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe, Sip Downtown Brasserie, and Summit Beer Station. Next Friday, June 20th, the local Hunties make their 9th Street Live debut. January 27th is Brad Goodall and Of the Dell. The Thundering Herd Rally is Friday, August 15th. 9th Street Live, driven by University Ford and built by Cardinal Roofing. Every Friday night through Labor Day, 9th Street Live between 3rd and 4th Avenues in Huntington. Sponsored by Delta Motels, Wendy's, Mountain Mindful, the City of Huntington, Marshall University, Blinko Glass Company, Marshall Health Arena, and Kindred Communications. This Friday, it's the massing at Mount West 9th Street Live. Be there.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Follow at Paul Swann on X for Marshall sports updates and more.
Welcome back to this Monday edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line is open. We're giving you an opportunity to win tickets tomorrow to go see the Coldcats. All you have to do to win is text in 304-396-TALK. Of course, if you can tell me how many hot dogs you're going to have at the ballpark, that's even better. Let's turn our attention now to Marshall just for a moment. We need to do a better job of talking to some of the student athletes who really perform in the classroom. And I'm fortunate that Ethan agreed to come on the show today. We've got Ethan Bowens with us from Marshall Track and Field. And something pretty special happened to him. He was named the overall male postgraduate scholarship recipient. And that's going to allow him to further his education. And he joins us now on the program. So, Ethan, thanks for joining us. Congratulations. That's a pretty big deal.
Hey, Paul. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, it's definitely a big deal. I'm very fortunate, very blessed to be in the position that I am, to be able to have been named that award recipient. So, very cool.
And it's special, I'm sure, for you because track and field brand new again at Marshall University on the men's side. So you've been putting in a lot of work these last few years as this program is back and it's trying to grow and become a contender in the Sun Belt. You came to Marshall with a program that had history years ago, but this was a basic brand new program. So, just if you can put it in words, what's it like to help build a program, to start a program, and then receive an honor like this, because a lot of the hard work sometimes maybe doesn't get recognized on the field and in the classroom?
Yeah, so as you said, we didn't have a team my first year coming in, and looking at it, my athletic career in high school, I pretty much hung that up to go pursue academics and was fully committed to an academic career. And just fortunately, Marshall decided they were going to bring the track and field team back, and I jumped on the opportunity. And I remember my very first year, I was hosting recruiting visits, trying to do everything that I could just to help build this team and help the vision that I've seen Marshall Athletics pushing forward with men's track and field. And that's a vision that I think is very much coming to fruition now. And I just wanted to be a part of that. And you said give some words to describe. I really don't think there is any words that I could use to describe it well instead of incredible. It's been an absolutely incredible experience. It's something that I never thought that I would get to be a part of, and to be a part of it, and let alone to be a team captain and to be looked at in the position that I was by the coaching staff and by my awesome teammates. I really couldn't be more blessed or honored.
It's probably more important for you as well that Marshall does well because you're a local product. Out of Wayne, you're a local product. And so when Marshall brought back track and field, did that just instantly lock it in for you? You didn't have to leave home. You could start something new here at Marshall and stay close to home at the same time. Did that have any any deciding factor into why you chose Marshall?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, definitely. I love this hometown. I love Huntington, West Virginia. I love everything it stands for. I love the people here, the community that we've built, especially around Marshall and Marshall Athletics. The people of Huntington love Marshall Athletics, and that's something that I noticed when I had, over my years of being an athlete, and also something too. Every time we'd go somewhere for a meet, whether it was Monroe, Louisiana, Harrisonburg, Virginia, someone would always look at us and say, "Go Herd," or sit down to speak with us about how they were a Marshall alumni or connected to the university. So the brand is huge, the community's amazing, and that is definitely a deciding factor of why I decided to jump on that opportunity and try to run for Marshall.
In your years of doing this now, is that super rare, and that's why it makes it special to see that for a sport like track and field, where you've got Marshall supporters there? Do you see anything close to that at other schools supporting the track and field programs the way Marshall fans support you and your program?
You know, I'd be lying if I said I paid attention to what other teams were doing, because I do, but I was mainly more focused on what we would do. So I'd say that there's a lot of teams that travel. There's a lot of big communities for athletics, but from what I've noticed, Marshall University, the parents at Marshall University, they're fantastic. They travel well. They always cheer us on, and it's just a great, great atmosphere.
No, that's the proper answer. You're focused on winning, man. You're not looking in the crowd. You're focused on winning.
Yeah.
My guest is the Sun Belt Conference overall male postgraduate scholarship recipient. It's a mouthful, but it's a pretty big deal. Ethan Bowens is with us. So now, when you found out you won this award, how much of a burden maybe was lifted off of your shoulders? Because you have to declare that, hey, I'm going to be a postgraduate. They just don't give this to you and hope that you find a school. You have to be actively looking to go into postgraduate studies. And so that's what qualified you. And I know education, trying to figure out how to pay for even part of it is very hard. How much of a burden did this just take off your shoulders so you can focus more on maybe your studies and furthering your education?
Yeah, so it's a great point, and it really allowed me to focus more so on preparing to enter in and matriculate into medical school, as opposed to worrying about where money could come from. Fortunately, I come from a established family, and I'm very fortunate to be in the position that I'm in to even be considering going to med school. And I've also looked into the military route, so that's a full tuition waiver grant that I'm getting. I'm able to get the scholarship, but yeah, it's just great to know that I have that in my back pocket, and that the Sun Belt's going to be supporting me as I pursue a career in medicine, which is a very hefty price tag if I had to bear it all by myself. But it was awesome.
My guest, Ethan Bowens, with us, won the Postgraduate Scholarship Award that the Sun Belt awards. So you had mentioned that you're looking at maybe in the military. That's an option for you. Also, of course, Joan C. Edwards School of Medicine is an option for you. Is there a specialty? Is there anything in particular that you're looking to do when you're done with your studies?
Yeah, so right now I can look and say that I want to be involved with some sort of physical medicine, some rehabilitation medicine, especially if I go with the military route. I want to help soldiers who maybe have had life-altering injury or experience overseas fighting for our country and our freedoms, and I want to help them rehab and kind of be that point of hope and be that head of their care team, because you get asked, why don't you want to go to PT? It's the same thing. Well, I want to be the head of the care team, and I want to know what I'm doing is directly benefiting my patients. And I just want to be that source of hope in somebody and get them back to their activities of daily living before that traumatic injury.
Is there something in your history and your past that maybe pointed you towards that direction? Is there something maybe that led you to want to be someone who is in charge? Obviously, knowing that, hey, I'm directly benefiting somebody at the same time. Yeah, that's pretty specific. So, sometimes people are looking for the quick route. They want to make a lot of money. This is something that's very service based. It sounds like.
Of course, it's service based. I feel a calling to just help people, and I know that sounds cliche, but to not so much. I want to help people fix their ailments, essentially. And I know that with military and being the head of that care team as a doctor, that's going to be the point of which that I can have the most impact. And I'm not disparaging nurses or PAs or PTs, because they are all incredible at their jobs and what they do. And the whole field of medicine would not be the same if it were not for them. However, I feel that I want to be that leading force and that leading factor and just step into a leadership role, as I've done a few times in college with the Exercise Science Club and been elected team captain on the track team. So it's just something that I feel at home in that leadership role, and I'd love to continue that in my eventual career.
Doesn't sound cliche at all. Is there a point in time when you realized that was what you wanted to do, or that was the direction that you wanted to take? Was that just years of building up to this point, or was there just like maybe a moment in time where, that's what I want to do?
It's all kind of been a culmination of events. I knew that I'd always wanted to be in the field of medicine and be able to help people and communicate one-on-one, because my type of personality, I'm not set to be just in an office all day. I can't physically focus with that. I need the people interactions. I need to see people interact with people, because that's where I find my most joy, and that's where I feel like I'm I'm best at. The best version of myself is what I should have said. And I just really, there was no point in which I decided that I wanted to do this, but studying the human body, seeing how we are wonderfully made, seeing all the elements and how I could be a point of contact to help people one day has just been, it embodies what I want to do with my life on this earth.
My guest is Ethan Bowens. He won the Sun Belt Conference overall male postgraduate scholarship award, and that's going to help him further his studies in education, looking towards the medical field. Any background to that in your family? Would you be the first one in the medical field, or is there any background of that in your family?
So I would be the first medical doctor in the family, yeah. My pop was a medic in the military for a little bit, but I'd be the first MD or DO in my family.
Maybe that's the start of a long line of Bowens working in the medical field.
You never know. If I were to have kids one day, I'd want them to do whatever makes them happy.
Absolutely. My guest is Ethan Bowens. He is the Sun Belt Conference overall male postgraduate scholarship. So immediately, I know you've got long-term plans, but immediately, what are your short-term plans as you try to figure all this out and just make it through the next few months?
Yeah, so it's funny you say that, actually. The next few months is completely dedicated to MCAT preparations. I'm studying about 2 to 3 chapters a day and spending about 2.5 to 3 hours on note cards every single day, trying to better myself and make sure that my MCAT is competitive for when I go to apply. So that's what my whole goal is dedicated to right now.
Just for those that maybe don't know what that's like, can you kind of encapsulate that a little bit more? We all have studied. Well, hopefully we've all studied, but for something like that, it's not just opening up a book, writing some notes down on a note card, right? This is pretty involved here. We don't want C students here taking care of us when it comes to our medical needs, right? So this is something a little bit more involved.
Yes, I would say it's very involved. Essentially, the MCAT, from my understanding, and I've not taken it, so I may not have the best input from it, but from all of what I've read and researched, is a 7.5-hour test with about 230 questions that test your analytical reasoning as well as your basic fundamental knowledge of behavioral sciences and psychology, sociology, biochemistry, physics and mathematics, to which you cannot use a calculator on the MCAT, organic chemistry, general chemistry, and biology, general biology. It's a mixture of all those, and it essentially assesses how well you learned and how well you applied yourself to the material in undergrad, and gives a pretty good determinant of how you will do in a rigorous field like studying medicine.
So my follow-up to that is, how has track and field helped you prepare for this moment?
Track and field has given me the dedication, the mental fortitude, and just kind of that, I'm going to say competitive instinct, because I want to score well, but it's given me the time management skills that I know how to handle. Like if I need to go do something during the day, I can block off some time to do it, get it done, and then come back and get my studies done. So I'd say track and field's been instrumental in who I am as a person now and the way that I approach studying and even taking a test like that.
Have you picked up any pearls from, say, your coaches at Wayne or, of course, here at Marshall? Anything that maybe you picked up on your way that's worth sharing?
Man, I've picked up so many pearls because my Wayne coaches, Jeff and Jeanette Rutherford, were fantastic. Coach Don Yentes was awesome. That was our first coach that we had. Coach Keith and Tessa Roberts were incredible. Coach Nesby, Coach McGuff was when he was there. Coach Clickett, Coach Deem, my sprints coach. There's been so much that I've picked up on, but the most recent thing that I really enjoyed was Coach Roberts. We were sitting there, and I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this. We were sitting in the lobby of the hotel room, and he's giving a speech before conference, and he said 3 words: "Why not you?" Simple 3 words, but it really, really resonated with me, I should say. I apologize. Because why not you? Why not you? Why don't you just go and do the things that you have set your mind to, because you're capable of them? We have a limiter on our heads that says, oh, maybe I can't do that. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe I can't do that. Well, there's all kinds of incredible people every day, and our conference is full of them and our team is full of them too, I should add, that just do incredible things. So why not you? Go out there and just give it your best shot. And that's a pearl that I've held dear for this past couple of weeks.
That sounds like a pearl that I'm going to steal as well from Keith Roberts, the director of track and field at Marshall University. You know, he feels like a regimented guy as well to me. So I'm sure you picked up a lot from him as far as time management and everything else. I have a suspicion that I know he has a sense of humor. I've heard about it, but at the same time, I almost feel like that he has every second of the day plotted out with maybe just a cushion here or there for something that wasn't planned.
Yeah, that sounds kind of like him, and it also sounds kind of like me. So I say we're parallel in those two things. And yeah, he does have a pretty great sense of humor.
He doesn't show it though when I have him on the show. I mean, he's nice, he's personable, he's really nice to talk to. But I've heard that sense of humor of his is really, really wicked. Is that fair?
It's fair. Yeah, he's awesome. He's a great coach. I mean, he wants the best for his athletes, and he wants them to have fun as well and enjoy that college experience. And he's right there beside you, and he makes you feel like that as well. Like, it's fantastic.
Our guest is Ethan Bowens. He is the Sun Belt Conference overall male postgraduate scholarship recipient. And that means a lot of people thought highly of you to award you. That's the highest honor of this that can be bestowed on a Sun Belt athlete. I mean, there were other recipients and all deserving, but you're the overall male postgraduate award winner. So that means everyone thought the highest of you. I know you're not looking for, you're competitive. You're not looking to be, hey, I'm better than you, but that says a lot about you that people thought that highly of you.
Yeah, and am just beyond grateful. Put out a statement for Herd Zone that thank you so much to the coaching staff, to the Sun Belt committee that voted on that award, for the people from all the 14 member institutions that chose me over some of the most incredible athletes that we have in this conference. I'm lucky enough to be friends with some of them, and I'm lucky enough to know others somewhat well. But we have such just great people in this conference. So to be named the top overall male was just an incredible honor, and it's something that I'll hold and cherish for the rest of my life.
And let me qualify this. This isn't just track and field. This is all sports in the Sun Belt, not just your sport. So we're talking women's tennis, women's soccer, softball. We're talking basketball as well. These are some of the other award recipients, their sports. So this is all the Sun Belt, not just your particular sport.
Correct.
It's a big deal. Congratulations. I look forward to your next adventure, and good luck on that test. I hope that you come out with flying colors, and I haven't taken you away from that study.
You are perfectly fine. I'm completely honored to sit down and take 15 minutes out of my study to speak with you. Thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate it.
I appreciate it as well. Thanks, Ethan. Congratulations.
Of course.
That's Ethan Bowens. He is the winner of the Sun Belt Conference Overall Male Postgraduate Scholarship Award. That's a big deal right there. And so we are happy to celebrate that. Quick timeout. We'll hit that text line 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. More coming up on today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Save big on everything for your next staining project when you shop at Menards. Transform your home in one weekend with exterior stain and sealer from Dutch Boy. It provides one-coat protection on decks, fences, siding, and outdoor furniture, and repels rain after just 4 hours of application. That means quicker results, saving you both time and money. Check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
We're here at Roosters asking folks, what's your favorite day? I'm guessing you're going to say opening day or maybe Christmas Day. Well, I'm here to make a pitch for Monday. That's right, Monday at Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington. Because on Mondays at Roosters, you can get 99-cent boneless or traditional wings. Or maybe Tuesday when you get that $3 featured appetizer of the week and 99-cent kids meals. Actually, any day that ends in DAY is sweet when you have over 40 TVs. Enjoy your favorite day or days at Roosters, Pullman Square in Huntington, a fun, casual joint.
Discover the Tri-State's premier senior living community, Woodlands. Choose from a range of modern living options designed to reflect your unique, independent style. Embrace an active and vibrant lifestyle with plenty of activities, scenic surroundings, and friends to share them with. And rest easy knowing your future is secure with Woodlands Life Care Guarantee. Call 304-697-1620 or visit woodlandswv.com and meet your future neighbors and see what makes this community so special. Woodlands Retirement Community. Welcome to the neighborhood.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Chargers sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed. That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Miss an episode? Catch it anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We continue on with this Monday edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Coming up tonight, Coldcats baseball returning to the Tri-State, the home opener at Jack Cook Field. 7 o'clock is going to be first pitch. We go on the air at 6:45 with the game broadcast. And I've got 2 tickets to tomorrow's game, as this is not only is this the start of Coldcats baseball, we've got a long homestand. So I've got a pair of tickets that I'm giving you for tomorrow's game. All you have to do is be a part of our text line at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Of course, I make it easy for you. You don't have to have necessarily, today anyway, I don't have a specific call of action. We got the Slaw Dogs thing coming up soon. Huntington Slaw Dogs. That was one of the alternate names. A lot of fans wanted the Slaw Dogs, and rightfully so. And so we're going to have Slaw Dog nights. And that means coleslaw on the hot dog as ordained. That's the proper way to eat a hot dog. I mean, the mustard is fine, but just to have it the proper way is the hot dog. Obviously, you have to have the hot dog. Then you can have the mustard. I don't say it has to be there, but you can have it. So preference there. Hot dog, mustard, or without. Sauce. Then the coleslaw right there. And that's it. Nothing else. Don't change it up. That's at least the preferred way. That's the correct way to have the Slaw Dog. So I was asking how many of you are going to go on Slaw Dog nights and how many hot dogs are you going to eat? Actually, someone in the office, I'm not going to say their name. I don't want to get them in trouble, but someone in our office said, hey, I think I'm going to go down to Slaw Dog night, go into the stadium, see how many Slaw Dogs I can buy, and then leave. I'm like, okay, well, that's one way to do it. How many are you going to eat? I should have asked him or her. Not naming names, by the way. So that's our text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We've got the games all season long here on the radio. You know what else we got on the radio? On our sister station coming up tonight at 7:30, it's going to be Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Florida will play host to Edmonton. The series is all tied up at 1 apiece. Best of 5 now. Florida has home ice in this series. How many of you are pulling for Florida? How many of you are pulling for Edmonton? Or how many of you just don't care? Also, Oklahoma beating Indiana yesterday, 123-107 in the NBA Finals. Series all tied up at one game apiece there as well. I just cannot watch that. As much as I would like to, I just can't watch that right now. It's not geography or anything. It's just I don't have that much interest in Oklahoma City, and I don't have that much interest in Indiana. And the other thing about it is I'm with a lot of people. The game broadcast, I miss TNT already. The TNT flair, the TNT inside the NBA, that's the flavor I miss already. And just ESPN has put out a blah presentation. As the kids say, there's no aura to the NBA Finals. There's no aura to it as well. Stanley Cup, though, I mean, if you're a hockey fan, both games have been tremendous. Hopefully we'll get more of the same. I think this series goes 7. I hope it goes 7. And it's just been tremendous how hotly contested these games have been. So, a lot of action. You can listen to Game 3 tonight on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. Still plenty of time for you to enter to win tickets to go see the Colecats in action tomorrow. I've got a 2-pack of tickets. 304-396-TALK is our text line, 304-396-8255. Final segment coming up for today's edition of The Drive, right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid on a combo or on third-party delivery platforms.
This Father's Day, give the gift of power, performance, and durability with Master Force tools from Menards. From quick fixes to heavy repairs, our Master Force industrial-grade mechanics hand tools are designed for maximum strength and durability to get the job done right. Save big on the Master Force 220-piece mechanics tool set now through June 15th. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals.
Save big money at Menards.
The soundtrack to your summer is back. Mountain West 9th Street Live, downtown Huntington's favorite Friday night tradition, presented by Michelob Ultra and White Claw. This Friday, June 13th, it's massing and special guest Sockdolager on the Marshall OBGYN stage. The Little Caesars Kids Zone is back, and Gilmart Happy Hour starts at 5. Enjoy food and drinks from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe, Sip Downtown Brasserie, and Summit Beer Station. Next Friday, June 20th, the local Huntingtons make their 9th Street Live debut. January 27th, it's Brad Goodall and Of the Dell. The Thundering Herd Rally is Friday, August 15th. 9th Street Live, driven by University Ford and built by Cardinal Roofing. Every Friday night through Labor Day, 9th Street Live between 3rd and 4th Avenues in Huntington. Sponsored by Delta Motels, Wendy's, Mountain Mindful, the City of Huntington, Marshall University, Blinko Glass Company, Marshall Health Arena, and Kindred Communications. This Friday, it's the massing at Mount West 9th Street Live. Be there.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night.
Perfect. I love my job.
Oak Tree?
Sup?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think you would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Dave Wilson, host of Metro News Talkline, and you're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Thanks, Dave. Don't forget, Metro News Talkline back tomorrow, 10:06, right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line this hour is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We got a lot of good questions coming in. Let's hit them. First up, texter says, Paul, a proper hot dog is fresh off the grill with a good hot dog chili and cheddar cheese. I won't be taking any questions. I appreciate that. You know it's called sauce, right? Chili sauce. It's sauce. Come on. Hot dog sauce. I do like the cheddar. I will accept the cheddar. Also, let's see. Texture says, let me see. Do you have any interest in NASCAR, or at least as a media professional? Do you have any thoughts on those events moving into streaming? I am a fan of streaming as a secondary method. I'm not necessarily all in just yet on streaming being the only way to watch a sport. Now, for example, when it comes to, say, NBA League Pass, NHL Center Ice, or I think it's ESPN versions, Power Play, things like that. If I want to watch out-of-market games, it's nice to have that option, but I want to be able to watch my team. And so over the years, we've gone from, in other sports, being able to watch Marshall games over the air to cable to streaming. And I don't think we're there yet. With NASCAR, I know the package is so fragmented as it is, and that seems to be where a lot of the companies are going. Streaming these events. And so if I want to watch this, I got to have this package, right? So I have Apple TV Plus. I'm not a big soccer fan, but I have that there. And, they've got a baseball game now and then. So I've got to have that package and say, I want to watch NASCAR. I got to have Prime now, right? It's Prime. And if I want to watch certain NFL games, I got to have this package. But if I want to watch other NFL games, I want to have this package. And then if I have to have, another service to watch this. So if I want to follow the Cincinnati Bengals all around, this game's going to be here, and then this game's going to be streaming, and this game's going to be here. You got to have this, and this. Of course, I have radio, so I can listen to the games, but I am not necessarily, the core audience when it comes to that. It's okay. I like having streaming as an option, but I don't know if everything should just go streaming. But the convenience, on the other hand, is if you have these options and these packages, you can take your tablet, I can watch this on my phone. I can watch this on my tablet. But why couldn't you do that as well with a terrestrial package? But then here's where the problem comes in. The money. Where's the money coming from? Because I know Major League Baseball is looking for different options here. There was something that I read today. Let me look it up real quick. It was about the splitting of the parent company of TNT, and there's going to be a streaming. Here he is. So TNT Sports is part of this split. You're going to have legacy media, and then you're going to have streaming. So Warner Brothers Discovery is going to split into two companies. And so its legacy assets is going to be, those are going to be split from their streaming and their studio division. It looks like the TNT Sports properties right now will be available on Max. Comcast is going to spin off some of its assets. I know ESPN is going to eventually have a package where you can actually just stream ESPN. You don't need to be tied down to a cable or satellite provider. And maybe I'm in the minority on this, but I like having everything in one place. I like being able to turn on the DirecTV satellite receiver and okay, I can watch NBA. Got it. I can watch NFL games. Got it. Because somebody's got that package. But now I can't do that. Okay, you got to go to Prime. You got to have this. Okay, you got to go to Netflix. Now, I have some of these services, and I don't have all of them, though. I'm not subscribing to a service just for a couple of sporting events, for one. But if I'm a NASCAR fan now, what do? Okay, well, I got to get this. This is an added extra expense to me. You know, before I could watch the games or watch the races, watch the events on over the air or cable. Keep that in mind. I could watch it all, but at least it was in one place now. So those are kind of my, just off the top of my head, thoughts. I'm not a big fan all the way, because if you want me to watch, make it easier for me to watch. TNT carried NBA, carries NHL. I can find the game. Between ESPN and TNT, I can find the game. I have some of these components already, but now we're splitting this up into more. And so I have to go get more if I want to watch what I've been watching. And we split these things up into so many packages because the streaming providers and the media outlets are paying still. You know, we've kind of diluted, Sunday, we used to have all the good games, and now not so much. I don't like everything solely moving to streaming because of the fact that I want to hit the biggest audience I possibly can. And so streaming should be part of my package, but it should be complementary. Or there should be some deals made. Like, okay, I have this and I can get this as well. Some bundling going on. But at the end of the day, the sports are going to try to make more money off of you. You're going to get less product across the board. It's going to be in different places, so you're going to miss out. Thanks for the text, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Broadcasting from the Dave & Buster's studios. Eat, drink, play, and watch at Dave & Buster's in the Huntington Mall. ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. WRBC, W231BS Huntington.